Here's why I think the Switch 2 is the best handheld console for most people.
And here's why he's wrong.
I've said this a lot, and I say it a lot in our Discord. I think the Switch 2 is the perfect handheld.
Yeah, and I have to agree that for most people,
yes,
I do think this is actually the best choice to get into handheld gaming.
Yeah, I want to outline all the reasons why as an argument, and maybe all the reasons why not.
We'll give you some why nots as well.
Right, it's time for me to pay the 128 KB bills for today's totally impartial video sponsor, and it's MOBAPAD. And yes, we're lucky enough to once again show you guys brand new MOBAPAD M12S, and regular viewers will know how much we love these Joy-Con alternatives, but those of you that are new here, you need to check this out if you have a Switch 2. I don't want to spoil the ending of this actual video any more than I need to, but let's be honest, we all know the Switch 2's ergonomics still leave a lot to be desired, and this is where the MOBAPAD M12S completely changes the game. It's designed to massively improve the ergonomics of your Switch 2, instantly giving you a full, comfortable grip that feels exactly like holding a premium Pro controller. They single-handedly have turned the Switch 2 into some of the best ergonomics on the market. But they don't just make it comfortable, they also give you some incredible specs with the M12S. You're getting bleeding edge TMR joysticks. That means an ultra smooth glide, pinpoint precision, and absolutely zero stick drift ever. And beyond that TMR upgrade, they also included a glide pad setup, so the joysticks have that effortless smoothness to them that you're used to. If you've even touched the Switch 2 Pro controller, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They've completely ditched the mushy standard membrane buttons for clicky mechanical micro switches on the face buttons, giving you an instant mouse-like feedback. Plus you get a proper traditional D-pad and fully remappable back buttons, amongst a whole host of other things. There's so much to love about the MOBAPAD M12S that it's hard to cover fully here in a short ad. If you do want to learn more about them, you should go and check out our full review about them. We'll leave a link to that below. If you want to stop your hands cramping and finally get a Pro controller specs on the go with your Switch 2, then this is it. Hit the link in the description to check out the MOBAPAD M12S, and by doing so you will be directly supporting the channel. And of course, a massive thanks to MOBAPAD for sponsoring this video.
Firstly, as an entry point into handheld gaming, this is clearly the best value proposition. The price is insane.
Yeah, how they've managed to keep the price where it is. It has raised, which Nintendo were very apologetic for.
Yeah.
But when you look at everything else in tech, not just handheld gaming, but all tech.
Yeah, phones, computers.
Yeah, because of RAM and storage prices, the Switch 2's value, no one can deny that.
No, it's utterly undeniable. Like I say, we did see, I think it was a £50 price jump in the UK.
Yes.
Similar in different territories. But it still undercuts the entire current generation of consoles.
Yeah.
And of handheld consoles.
Yep.
It even undercuts like Steam Deck, which was historically one of the best value entry points to handheld gaming. It even undercuts the heavily subsidized Xbox Ally, the white one.
Yep.
So the value point cannot be denied of the hardware.
Yeah, the hardware price. And what you're getting for that hardware, it's really well built. I know this isn't in our notes, but the build quality is exceptional.
Insane, yeah.
You know, and it just feels very sturdy versus the Switch one.
And the QC is generally very high as well, which is something you've got to consider when we start getting into handhelds in general. You start to get into more niche, smaller runs of stuff. QC can be an issue. That is, unless someone stapled through your box and scratched your screen when you got it.
That's true, yeah. That did happen to Switch 2 users.
Do you remember that mine had a scratch on the screen when I got it?
Yeah, do you remember I put a screen protector on and it saved it?
He fixed it for me. Isn't that nice of him? The other one, the other reason beyond value is games are so incredibly well optimized.
Yeah.
It still baffles me the level of games that we're playing on what is an 11-watt handheld.
Yeah, it's mad.
That's insane.
The optimization, and also tied in with that, is just the sheer third-party support this time round. Yeah. So those both together, like, games are literally designed to run on this, versus other handhelds, it's kind of like you've kind of just got to raw power through it.
Yeah.
Whereas with this one, you know the team has specifically gone in and made sure it works. I mean, Cyberpunk is an incredible example, a launch title. And Cyberpunk runs on the Switch 2 beautifully as well.
Cyberpunk is this generation's benchmark for like performance.
It's the new Crysis.
It really is the new Crysis. So to see it run, firstly to see it run on a Nintendo handheld is insane.
Yes.
But the fact that it was a launch title, so a year ago the hardware was optimized enough and for it to run.
Yep.
It's not like the developers have had all this time with it to get to this point. But now we are a year in, seeing like the level of support, like I'm looking at Assassin's Creed behind the camera there, like the level of support from Ubisoft, insane that their games are running on it.
Yeah. Star Wars Outlaws, Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah.
Like they as much as everyone can laugh at Ubisoft, they've really done a lot of good work
Probably
for the Switch 2.
The two best things Ubisoft have done is the Switch 2 support and the cloud saving.
Yes, yeah, no, I'd actually agree with that. Like, the Switch 2 support from Ubisoft has been much better than I anticipated. And just general support from all these different studios, like Capcom. Smashing it out of the park, Koei Tecmo, like Square Enix, there's so many good games, and it's like the most supported system for third-party titles.
And it's not like a heavy compromise. That's the beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you will get better performance if you're going to play this on a desktop PC or on a PS5 Pro, for example. But for the majority of people, they'll play these games docked on their Switch 2 and have an incredible time with it.
Yeah.
Because it's so well optimized. It's really neat. And like going a step further beyond that optimization is the sheer simplicity to get access to these games.
Yeah.
It's that like buy game, play game.
Yes.
And it just works.
Yes, and that's the thing, leading on from the optimization, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
You can choose with many games whether you want to run it at like a performance mode or a graphics mode. Again, I'm thinking of Cyberpunk, where there's a 30 FPS mode and a 40 FPS.
Most Switch games have that now.
Yes, and the other thing as well, which I love that they did, is with Switch 1 titles, you can run them in docked mode whilst handheld. So you can force Switch 1 titles to run at their docked...
Yes, I forgot about that.
Ability. And that is absolutely brilliant for backwards compatibility, which is another huge point, which I'm just lumping in here, is you buy the game or have a game that you already have, and you put it in and it runs. You're not there tinkering, you're not trying to find the best settings or anything, it just works.
Yeah, the backwards compatibility thing is actually huge.
Yeah.
Especially when we're starting to look at an era of PlayStation doing away with discs entirely, and it's something actually that's worth mentioning in it, not in the list as well, is their legacy support and their continued support for physical media.
Yes.
Despite the fact that physical media sales are plummeting year on year, quarter on quarter, I think it was 40% of games sold on Switch 2 are physical.
Yes.
So it's still the highest of all the consoles.
Yeah, absolutely. And that will, I imagine, will be actual on-cart games.
Yeah.
Because I know Capcom, for example, treat game key cards as digital sales.
They do? Wow, okay.
So it could be that 40% was just games like Cyberpunk that are all on the cartridge. But that is speculation. But,
and I think the game key card thing, which got a lot of stick, at least at launch, less so now when people start to understand that the internal storage is so much faster than a cartridge could ever be, and that enables these games to actually run.
Yes.
I think is a masterstroke in keeping alive physical media in an age where it's not as good as internal storage.
Yeah. I actually think this is the step forward when you look at what PlayStation done, where they've just exited.
Yeah, that's
physical.
the alternative that we have.
Yeah. Whereas now we still have the option to resell the games, lend them to our friends or whatever. Like, it's way more flexible. And honestly, I'd rather download the game to the console to run it off the faster storage medium than on the
totally. But the fact that players have options and Nintendo are committed to keeping the physical media alive.
Yep.
I think it's wonderful. It's back to that, like, just giving players a choice.
Yes.
And we should just keep that alive. And that giving players choice thing is a nice segue, actually, into the multiple play styles that the Switch 2 enables. It's huge and cannot be overstated.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. From handheld, tabletop, mouse mode, docked, it just like does it all and does it all in its stride.
Yeah, and easily.
Yeah.
It's not a headache. It's not like, how do I figure out this? Oh yeah, how do I do mouse mode again? It's so simple.
And I think things like tabletop and mouse mode have been underutilized so far.
They are incredible.
And when we start to see games like, I think like Modern Warfare 4 that's coming.
Call of Duty.
Mouse mode on that is going to blow people's minds.
Yeah, you're going to be getting like better controllability than a PlayStation or an Xbox, unless you're using mouse and keyboard.
I would probably be willing to stick my flag to the mast that it's going to be the best way to play Call of Duty.
Yeah, on console.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. But just giving you that choice of like, however you want to experience this game, whatever input or play style or on the go at home, it just supports you. And again, back to like the simplicity of playing the games, all of these things in a no fuss way.
Yeah, it's all about ease, and that's what Nintendo do so well. They take like pretty big concepts of like having a device that does multiple play styles and making it inviting and not confusing.
Yeah.
Super easy to do, and like you said, the players have choice.
Yeah.
However you want to use it, you can use it, and that's brilliant.
And the final one that I think, the reason why I think it's the best handheld console right now for pretty much everyone, docked mode.
Yeah.
Which we're probably going to end up covering more and more docked mode with other PC handhelds. But it's like it's a hit and miss with a lot of them, and some of them are too underpowered to really get you good performance on a larger 4K panel, for example.
Yes.
Docked mode with Switch 2 is probably better than every other handheld.
Yeah. It is, it's easier.
Yeah.
You literally drop the thing into the dock and it's on.
Yeah.
And also it actually gets a bump up in performance.
Yeah, so power profile increases. Yeah, you get a bump up in performance. Am I right in thinking they still haven't implemented VRR on the dock?
No, it's not available.
So that's the one glaring admission from it, which was supposed to be there at launch and then got taken away. Do you remember that?
Yes, they announced it and then quickly deleted it off of everything. Now there's still rumours that they're actually working on it, and I really hope that comes to pass, because that is a massive omission, and a lot of games will actually play better handheld than they will docked, purely because of the VRR support there. But yeah, I really hope they can fix that, whether that's with a new dock, or what. But whatever it is, I really hope they bring it.
Yeah, same. And that kind of like leads it nicely to it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
No, there is some
compromises.
Yeah. Compromises is a good word, yeah.
And kind of like a mirror image to the opening of this, where it is the best value console on the market and best value handheld. It's not the best value games.
No.
They can be expensive.
They can be expensive. I mean, it really depends, doesn't it? Because there's a lot of choice of very well-priced games. But for AAA games that launch, you can often find them on PC handhelds cheaper.
Much, yeah.
Especially during sales and stuff.
Yeah.
But there are good sales on the Switch too. But in general, the games are more expensive, especially if you are starting from scratch. Or if you already have like a PC library,
that's a big one.
Then you're kind of screwed.
And there's kind of written there like you can't carry over your like entitlement to the game to this. This is an entirely new ecosystem. So if you're new to the Nintendo platform, then you're buying from scratch, and some of those games can still be hellishly overpriced, especially I'll say if you're buying from the eShop.
Yes.
eShop is horrible for pricing.
Yeah, and with new titles, there's definitely sales, I will give them that.
Yeah.
But for straight up like full price RRP, it's not
cool.
ideal.
If you're willing to buy physical, if you're willing to buy game key cards as well, then you'll get some real bargains. Again, I'm looking at Assassin's Creed Shadow behind the camera.
Yes.
That was physical version's £25 on sale.
On sale, yeah.
Which was like half the price of the
Yeah,
eShop.
it's literally 50% off, yeah. And that's for the physical version.
Yeah, so if you're willing to have the cartridge kicking around and all the rest of it, then you can still get some bargains.
Yeah.
But for certain games are way more expensive as a rule of thumb.
Yeah.
And there's just not as many to choose from as PC.
Yeah. PC's got decades of games to choose from. And again, the pricing is so much cheaper, especially on older games. The general sales are much greater and more frequent. So if you've already got a library as well, then buying a PC handheld, you've got access to your whole PC library that you might have always had. So you don't even need to buy games. So when the Steam Deck came out, I already had like 15 years worth of PC titles that I could access.
There's also that that thing of choice as well.
Yes.
Because Switch 2 is stuck to its own ecosystem, there's not the choice of places to buy it in the same way that you have with PC.
Yes.
Like the digital marketplaces are so wide and varied. DRM-free options as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's very much more player-friendly in that sense.
Yeah.
A real criticism of the actual hardware itself is the screen. Let's be honest.
Yeah, the screen is unfortunately lacking. Whilst it's still 120 hertz, and it's got HDR, it kind of doesn't.
HDR at like 500 nits peak brightness.
Yeah, and it's not real HDR.
No, it's not.
And it's just a slow screen. So whilst it's got a high refresh rate, there's lots of like ghosting issues. And, it's just not the best screen out there, basically.
It does have VRR though, doesn't it?
It does have variable refresh rate, which is really good.
And it's bigger. For me personally, it's the perfect size screen.
The 7.9-inch screen on it is beautiful.
And if you've not had any comparison to any other handhelds, I think, do you know what? You'll have an amazing time with it. I think it's perfect.
It's great. Yeah, it's great.
It's only when you start looking at OLEDs or you're looking at like really like high quality IPS screens with like, faster screens and stuff, then you start like missing the comparison. But in its own light, I think it's perfectly fine.
Yeah. It's serviceable.
Yeah, I think it's universally accepted that within like 3 years we'll see an OLED version coming out.
I would love that, but I mean, if they do OLED VRR, it's going to be expensive.
It's going to be very expensive, but I think a lot of us will rush out to buy it.
Oh, I'd buy one tomorrow.
And the biggest flaw of the Switch 2, which might not make it the best console for you, was solved by our sponsor earlier in this video, which is a nice little segue, but also, just to kind of highlight it, the ergonomics.
Yeah.
If you've got tiny hands, it's probably too big.
Yes.
If you've got big hands, it's too small.
Yeah.
If you play for any length of time, you still get a tendency to pinky grip it a little bit too much.
Rest the weight on your pinkies,
Even though when we first played it, I didn't think you would do that because it's so much bigger.
It's so much wider, yeah.
I will say, if you've got a Switch 1, the ergonomics are night and day better still.
They are better, yeah.
They definitely improved it. The actual physical feel of it is nicer, the weight's better, but compared to the PC handhelds, it is nowhere near.
Yeah. And again, unless you start looking at third-party Joy-Cons, like MOBAPADs, then if you're stuck with the like official ones, they will get crampy over time. But if you're like just dedicated to playing handheld only, for example, then investing in some third-party Joy-Cons really do make a difference. I have them strapped to mine 24/7. There's
Joy-Cons as well. Beyond Joy-Cons, there's also like grips as well that you can get.
Yes.
There's things you can do to improve the ergonomics. We've covered loads of them on the channel.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of options.
And not to be too kind of wax lyrical about ourselves, but we'll only cover stuff that we personally like and use ourselves. So if you see it on the channel, it's good. It's definitely worth looking at. So you can improve it, but it does mean that you're going to need to buy accessories to do that, which is unfortunate when we're trying to argue that this is good value.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But 1 year on into the Switch 2's life, I still think it is the perfect handheld console for pretty much everyone.
I totally agree, yeah.
I think it's still incredible that you can pick it up for what is now a relatively cheap price.
Yeah, and it just brings handheld gaming to like such a big audience.
Yeah.
Anyone of any age can use this thing, whereas I can't say the same about PC handhelds.
Definitely not.
So the way that this is just so inviting to get people to play games and enjoy themselves, that's the number one takeaway here. Nintendo have always smashed the fun factor.
Yes.
And the Switch 2 has that.
Yeah, in abundance. I couldn't say it better myself. I'd love to know what you guys think though. Is for you the Switch 2 the best handheld gaming console, or am I totally back at the wrong tree, more on Andy's park, even though he did end up agreeing with me?
I agree, but I still love PC handhelds.
It's true, it's fair. Let us know down in the comments down below what you guys think. Whilst you're down there, please do like this video, subscribe for more handheld gaming content, and what else should they do?
Become a member, and you get to chat to us and tell us if we're wrong or right over on our private Discord.
And you can also review my lounge out of 10.
Oh, yes.